welcome to this week's Baker Orangeline. I'm your host, Katie Ellingsworth. On April 15th, the Baker Orange staff traveled to Salina for the Kansas Associated Collegiate Press, where they received the All-Kansas Newspaper Award. The staff also received 15 awards in the following categories. In sports feature writing, Megan Thomas placed first, Chris Duderstadt placed second, and Katie Thurbin placed third. In sports news writing, Sarah Bell placed first, and Chris Duderstadt placed second and third. Rachel Hawkins placed first in front page design. The Baker Orange staff placed second in editorial writing. Tara Lyons placed second in interior page design. For photo essay, Pat Howell placed second. Callie Paquette took third in feature photography, while Pat Howell took third in sports photography. In sports column writing, Chris Duderstadt took third. For multimedia storytelling, Jenna Stanbro and Megan Thomas took first, while Rachel Dannon and Alicia Newton took second. The Baker Orange website is a finalist for the Pacemaker Award, which will be announced in October at the Associated Collegiate Press National Convention. Recently, some big league names have been around town. Now Brad Barnes takes a look at why.
Often in today's sporting world, success is measured by the number of wins on the stat sheet. But in the eyes of 4X major leaguers, there is much more to America's pastime.
And there's so much failure involved in the game, and it really taught me to be able to deal with life. It's always looking at the next thing. Don't dwell on the past, don't dwell on failures, go to the next thing.
The Baker baseball team joined forces with the Keepers of the Legends to bring professional sluggers in to talk about their beloved game. In the eyes of the Keepers of the Legends, failure is one of the biggest keys to the game.
In baseball, when you hit 300, you're failing 70% of the time. And that gets you to the Hall of Fame.
The four men are familiar with success derived from failure. Catcher Ed Hearn and Royals Hall of Famer Frank White are world champions. Brian Holman was one strike away from the first no-hitter in Seattle Mariners history. For Bill Severns, he was an All-American player in college and played in the Milwaukee system for 7 years. But even his career started off rocky.
I was cut from my high school team. That's the one thing that happened to you guys? I don't think so.
Keepers of the Legends is designed to educate players about everything from overcoming failure and keeping faith to believing in yourself and never giving up.
I think it's just good to be able to give back and pay it forward, so to speak, but just be available to be asked questions about your career and what you did to make you successful in what you're able to get accomplished.
The program was designed to promote the game that so many Americans view as a way of life.
And in both of them, the goal is to get back home safely. In no other sport is the goal to get back home safely.
This has been Brad Barnes, KNBU TV.
Thanks, Brad. 3 of Baker's professors will be retiring after this year. Dr. Giacchino, Dr. Wiley, and Dr. Fambrough will be leaving Baker and will be missed by many students. We caught up with Dr. Fambrough and got his thoughts on retiring.
I've loved my job. I still love it today, and I'm going to miss it. But at the same time, all good things have to come to an end, and I think I would like to quit while I still have at least most of my marbles.
The students would like to thank the professors for all the time they put in here at Baker. Last week, Baker students were given the opportunity to get their voices heard. They decided who is going to represent them throughout the next year during the Student Senate officer elections. Katie Thurbin was elected president. Lewis was elected as vice president. Casey Britton is PR representative, and Anna Richards was elected as treasurer.
I think the elections had a good turnout this year. I do want to thank everybody that voted. It is really important, I think, to vote for your Student Senate officers because the staff and faculty do come to Student Senate a lot for different policies and procedures that are happening on campus, different events, and we give our input and they definitely listen to us. So I think it's important that students have people that they trust representing them.
The group is hoping to meet within the next week and discuss changes to improve Student Senate in the future. We'll be back with more Orangeline after this.
Baker's new Student Spirit Squad. Get in the game.